In this video, I'll show you how to use the Kraken Pro app on your phone. Now, if you have a Kraken account already, Kraken and Kraken Pro are actually two separate apps that you have to download onto your phone, but they use the exact same login details. It's the same account, same balances and everything else. But I do recommend using Kraken Pro because the trading fees are cheaper. On Kraken, trading fees are 1%, as you can see here. On Kraken Pro, they're 25 to 40 basis points as a starter. And then if you do more volume, you actually get volume discounts as well. The trading features are also much better in Kraken Pro, so I highly recommend it. But they're two separate apps. So if you don't have a Kraken account at all, I'll leave a link below to Kraken. Just click that to go and sign up. They may be running some sign up offers and bonuses at the time that you're watching the video. So you'll have to check everything via that link if it's available or they're running anything at the time that you're watching it. But once you sign up, if you don't have an account, you just need to give an email address and a password. I can't show you that because I've already logged in, but email address and password, then you can get into the app. The one thing that if you are a new customer, you'll have to do is provide some ID details known as KYC or Know Your Customer. Top right hand corner, if you click the icon here, this is your account, then you can see my name and view account details here. So I'll click into this. And then down here it says verification and fees. Now during the sign up process, they're going to ask you to verify your identity, passport, driving license, ID card, something like that. You can see my verification is verified. So I've given them that already. That's going to allow you to go ahead and trade on Kraken, right? So you just need to show them who you are, what your name is, etc. And then they will allow you to trade and also deposit some fiat currency into the platform to use that to buy and sell crypto. If you're new to Kraken, they'll probably push you to add two-factor authentication into your account. And if they don't, I'll show you how to do that manually. Top right-hand corner, just click the icon here. And then down in settings, go to security. And then down at the bottom, it says Passkeys or Authenticator app. I think you can set up either both or just one of these. Passkeys is a fairly new login method that you can use with various types of accounts. So your iPhone account or your Apple account, Google account, I think Microsoft account does this as well. This actually sets up biometrics where you can log in. So it's actually cryptography where you keep one of the keys in your cloud account. The other key is kept with Kraken. And then if anything important happens in your account, so if you're withdrawing any crypto or any fiat currency, it's going to ask you to essentially prove who you are via the passkey on your phone. And that's done via biometrics, either Touch ID or Face ID or anything like that. If you don't want to do that, you can set up an authenticator app as well, like Google Authenticator. I think they offer some others like YubiKey as well. So that's the 6-digit code that refreshes every 30 seconds. Set one of those up. They're going to push you to do that anyway. Kraken supports all of the major currencies, including USD, pound, euros, yen, and a few others like the G7 currencies. So we can go down and deposit fiat currency in here as well. Now, you can use a Kraken Pro app to do this. If you're using Kraken, the Kraken app, or on web as well, you can use those deposit methods as well, and it's just going to show up in your account in Kraken Pro as well. It's all the same account, you just have different apps on your phone. So what we need to do is go down to portfolio in the bottom. So the bottom right hand side, click portfolio here, and then there's the deposit icon here. Now you can use this for everything. So if you're depositing crypto in, then it's going to go through that process for you, which I'll show you in a second. But if you want to deposit fiat currency, then you have to search for the fiat that you want to deposit. So up at the top, it says USD. So you can search for this as well, right? So USD here, and then it shows you USD, which is at the top, which is a fiat currency. And then down below that are a bunch of US dollar stable coins. If you want to search for other fiat currencies as well, just type the ticker of the currency, right? So GBP you can see here. I'll search for euro as well. Now, all of these deposit methods are going to have completely different bank account details that you have to use. So depending on which country that you're in and what you have access to, you're going to use the one that's best for you. But you can use any of these available methods of deposit. So I'll just show you with USD here. It says we won't take any money from your bank automatically. Essentially, they're going to show you their US dollar bank details. So I understand. Where are you depositing from? You have to tell them that. So your account here is really important that when you give Kraken your ID details, that it's your details and the same as the banks that you're going to be using to deposit in. If the names are different or if the addresses are different, if you have to give that information, it's just not going to work, right? So wherever you're depositing in from, your name and everything else has to be the same as the details that you give Kraken. So let's say that I'm going to deposit from my own account. I've blocked this out, but essentially it's their US dollar details. So I've got an account number here, I've got a bank name and everything like that. So go into your banking application and just make a transfer to Kraken's bank details. That works for euros, dollars, pounds, everything else, right? Whichever is available for you. They're the bank details that you can get. You can make a deposit in from your bank. If you want to deposit crypto into Kraken, it's exactly the same process. They're just going to give you your crypto deposit address. So press deposit on the left-hand side again. Now, each and every crypto is going to have a unique deposit address. So you just have to choose which crypto that you're sending in. Let's say that I want to send in some Bitcoin to actually go ahead and sell it on Kraken. So I'll choose BTC. Up at the top is Bitcoin. These are wrapped versions of Bitcoin. So it's not Bitcoin on the Bitcoin blockchain. It's something else. So I'll choose Bitcoin here. And then again, it says, well, how do you want to deposit Bitcoin in? Again, down at the bottom here, these are wrapped versions of Bitcoin on DeFi networks like Ethereum or Inc., which is Kraken's DeFi network. They take Bitcoin in their custody. They put an IOU on the DeFi chain so you can use it, and then you can send it back into Kraken. The value is 1-for-1, but it's not actually Bitcoin. Anyway, we'll deposit Bitcoin in, and it's just going to give me my deposit address here. So I understand this is my Bitcoin wallet address for Kraken. So if you're sending in Bitcoin from your hardware wallet or anywhere else, send it out. This is your wallet address for BTC in your Kraken account. That will eventually go into your account, and then you can trade out of it as you want. If you want to withdraw crypto, it's a very similar process. So go to withdraw here. I'll show you crypto first. So Bitcoin, then choose the network that you want to send it over, probably the Bitcoin network, but there are some other supported networks, as you can see. Wherever you're sending the crypto, just make sure that you want it on that chain. Right, so I'll show you sending over Bitcoin. You can see there is a small fee here that is taken out of the transaction that you have to pay. That's a blockchain fee that you have to pay for sending the transaction. So Bitcoin, and it says you don't have any addresses. Do you want to add one? So press yes at the bottom. And then this is where you put your wallet address in. So go to your hardware wallet or whichever wallet that you're using, or if you're sending to someone else, just get their Bitcoin deposit address for the Bitcoin network, paste it in here. You can also scan QR codes if the app that you're using has those, which most do provide those. So that just prevents any errors with copy and pasting. Once you've added this in, go to next, and then they're going to send you an email to confirm that you want to add this address. Go and confirm that. Once you've added the address, go back to this page here. You'll see the saved address and the nickname that you've given it, and then you can press that to withdraw the crypto. I'll also show you with stablecoins as well, because stablecoins exist on many different chains. So something like US dollar Tether, which a lot of people use, you might want to withdraw that and send it to someone else. If you do, you just have to make sure that wherever you're sending it, you know which network that you're wanting to send it over, because it exists on many different networks. So wherever you're sending it, get the deposit address for the network that you're using. So down at the bottom here, I'm going to press add address, and it says which network are you sending it out over. So you can choose any of them, but make sure that you want the crypto on that chain that you're depositing to, right? So if you're sending to a different exchange, make sure the exchange accepts deposits over the network that you're using here. If you're depositing this to a wallet that you own, just make sure that you want the USDT on the network that you're using now, and that you can easily use that network to send the USDT back to Kraken if you want to cash out. So I'll just show you with Ethereum. It says, what's your Ethereum address? Right, so go into the app, choose USDT to deposit. It's going to give you your Ethereum address there. Choose the Ethereum network, then paste that in here. If you want to use the Tron network, that's fine, but Tron is a different wallet address system, right? So if you're depositing to a different wallet, deposit USDT, Tron network, get your Tron address, click Tron from Kraken, paste it in here. But each network has a different address, so just make sure you're using the correct address format wherever you're sending to. But that's how you withdraw, right? So just get the deposit address and then paste it in here, withdraw over Kraken, and every time you do withdraw, you will pay a fee, and that's going to be different depending on which blockchain that you use. If you want to withdraw fiat currency, you just have to put your bank details in for them to send the currency to. So go to withdraw again and choose the fiat currency that you want to use. Now, depending on which country that you're in, you may have different options here. For example, with US dollar, because I'm not in the US, I basically don't have any options. So what we do is go down to select bank account, and the only option I've got is this Atana custody option. So if you're in the US, you'll probably have a wire transfer and ACH transfer option as well that you can use very easily. I'll just show you with Euro here. So Euro, I've got Atana custody and SEPA transfers as well. If you're in the UK with pound sterling, you'll just have a faster payments method, I'm sure. You can see that on the web app as well. So if you go to withdraw on the web app, then go to cash, you can see all the options that are available for you, and the bank transfer details are going to be different. But all you have to do is just put in the bank details that you're sending to. So give the account a nickname, press continue, and then from here, just put your bank details in. sort code, account number, Swift number, anything else, right? IBAN, whatever it is, just put your details in of the account that you want to send the fiat currency to, and then make that withdrawal. In your portfolio screen, you should be able to see a breakdown of all of the different accounts that you're using within Kraken. So top left, that's your total portfolio value. If you scroll down, you can see main here. So just click the drop down. So you have the spot trading account, that's spot crypto, so cash settled crypto that you own and can withdraw from the platform. Kraken also allow you to trade stocks via X stocks. These are tokenized versions of popular stocks that you can trade as well. So that's just in your Kraken account, and that will have a different value. If you want to trade on margin, which is where you borrow money from the exchange to trade, you can trade that in your main account as well. You can also trade derivatives, which are crypto futures. I have video guides on all of this specifically. So if you want to trade on margin, if you want to trade in the futures market, I've got videos that go through that on Kraken. So I'll link those down in the description. They're much more in depth, too much for this video. But all of your accounts are split up and you can see the balances between them, and the Earn platform as well. If you want to send crypto between the different accounts, because they are set up differently, then you just have to go to transfer here. So press transfer, and it's going to say, what do you want to send where? So let's say that in my spot account, I've got some balance of Tether, and I want to switch that into the futures account to trade futures. Then I can just switch that over. So I'm switching it from my spot account into my futures account to go ahead and trade with. Down at the bottom, press preview and then transfer. That's internal, so that's instant and free. You don't pay anything for that. But that just switches assets between all the different accounts that you may want to use. And then back up is the total balance of your portfolio, P&L over time, etc. And you can see that as you want. Kraken also now have a native stablecoin on their platform known as USDG. This is a competitive US dollar stablecoin along with the likes of USDT, USDC, and a few others. This is actually issued by Paxos, which are a big stablecoin issuer. Paxos also issue a PayPal's US dollar stablecoin as well. So it's a big issuer. I assume Kraken have a part ownership in this. But if you go to markets in the bottom left, and then top right, go to your icon here, and you can see discover rewards. So click that. USDG rewards earn up to 2%. So this is a US dollar stablecoin, and it earns 2% in US dollars, essentially. If you just have the USDG in your account, it earns the rewards automatically. You don't have to stake it or anything like that. Now, if you have US dollars on the platform, you can convert them into USDG for free. So you can go in and out, USDG, and then back to USD for free. So it's basically like having a US dollar bank account in Kraken with 2% rewards versus nothing in a bank, I would presume. If you're using a different fiat currency or a crypto to trade into USDG, I presume you have to pay a small trading fee to do that. So that is USDG if it's available for you. Some regions may not allow for you to earn rewards on it, and so this may not be available depending on where you live. I'll also show you how to trade in and out of USDG in a second, but I'll show you the rest of the Earn platform for now. So bottom right hand corner, go to Earn, and then you can see all of the different assets that you can earn yield on. Now, all of these assets, except for Bitcoin, are proof of stake assets, which means they do natively pay some rewards. The rewards should come from transaction fees on that network, right? So a network charges fees for each transaction. Some of those fees should be passed back to token holders that are staking. So if you want to stake an asset, go ahead and stake it. So you can see I've got small balances of Solana and Polkadot here. So let's go Solana here. And it says, what do you want to do with it? Do you want to flexibly stake? That means you can easily take it in and out of staking and you earn a slightly lower reward. Or do you want to bond it up? And that means that you have an unbonding time of 3 days, right? So which one do you want? Flexible is instant unbonding. Bonded is 3 days, but you get a slightly higher rate. Choose how much that you want to stake. Press review, stake, and you go ahead and stake that asset. If it's bonded, you can't trade the asset at all until you unstake it. If it's flexible, then you can unstake immediately, trade or sell out immediately if you want to. So you can go ahead and do that. Those are staked assets. For some reason, Bitcoin is also in here under staking. However, Bitcoin cannot be staked. Bitcoin is proof of work. It cannot be staked on the network. This is probably being used within DeFi. Actually, down here it says that they're using a DeFi platform known as Babylon. I believe this is some sort of lending and borrowing. So basically, if you put Bitcoin on the DeFi platform, then they can lend and borrow it and earn some yield from it. and then they pay you back some of those rewards. That is wildly different than staking, and it's up to you whether you want to take the risk of using a DeFi platform here, and whatever they're doing, you'll have to research that yourself and see if it's good for you or not. But if you want to do that, you can do. There's an unbonding time of 7 days. The APR is up to 1%, which is probably not worth it for Bitcoin anyway. But that's different than staking. So just make sure you're aware of exactly what's happening here before going ahead and locking up assets in any of these platforms. Now I'll show you how to place a trade on Kraken Pro, and this is very different to the Kraken app if you've been using that one. Down in the bottom, click the exchange icon, and then from here you can input your orders. What I'm going to do is just take this down for the time being. That's how you input your orders. But firstly, we want to choose the trading pair that we want to trade. So in the top left, click the icon of the trading pair. And then here you can choose the trading pair that you want to trade. Spot and margin at the top, that's where most people will trade. Spot is where you buy and sell crypto for cash. So I'll show you there. Margin is where you borrow money to trade in the spot market. And futures is a completely different market. Again, if you want to learn about those, I'll link the videos down in the description, which go just fully through everything in those markets and how to trade them. But I'll just show you how to enter an order in the spot market for now. So choose the pair that you want to trade. So let's say I want to buy some Bitcoin. These are all the different trading pairs that you can trade. What do you have on the platform? What did you deposit in? Is it US dollars? You can see Bitcoin against euros, Bitcoin against pound sterling, Aussie dollar, Canadian dollar, Swiss franc, Japanese yen down here as well. Whatever you deposited in, you want to trade that currency pair with the crypto that you want to buy. So let's say I deposited in some USD. I want to trade that pair against Bitcoin. I have some USDT on the platform, a stablecoin, so I'm going to choose that trading pair against Bitcoin. And you can see the chart of the trading pair here. This is the price chart over time. What I want to do though is look at the order book. So I'm going to click at the top, order book. And now what I'm looking at is the book of orders, right? So on the left-hand side, you've got buyers showing their orders, showing how much they're willing to spend for 1 unit of Bitcoin. You can trade any fraction of a Bitcoin, but the price is quoted in 1 unit. So what we have here on the left is people showing their bids, their buy orders, and the price they're willing to pay. On the right-hand side, you have sellers of Bitcoin showing you the price that they're willing to receive. You can see that the spread or the difference between the highest bidder on the left and the highest offer or lowest ask or lowest offer on the right are basically very close, right? They're actually 0.1, so 10 cents apart. That's how close they are. And of course, the highest bidder and the lowest ask, when they actually meet, then they go ahead and trade. The bid and the ask are always going to be a tiny bit away from each other, right? Otherwise, they would just trade with each other. When they do trade, then you can go to market trades here and you can see all of the trades that happen. So they're actually trades that have gone through. So we want to look at the order book because we want to know what is the market price right now, and then we can put our trades in around that. So down at the bottom now, we want to press buy or sell, assuming you want to buy here, and we can input our order. Let's use a market order for now. Now, again, I've got a very in-depth guide on Kraken Pro on the web app, which goes through all of these order types and lots more in-depth on how to trade. So if you want to watch that, I'll leave that in the description as well. But let's choose a market order, which is, we don't choose the price that we pay. We just choose the amount that we're going to be buying in this instance. So you can scroll this around. You can see I've got some USDT in my account. Down at the bottom, it's calculating what fraction of a Bitcoin that I can actually go ahead and trade. Now, because I'm using a market order, it means that I don't choose the price that I pay. I'm going to get the best available price when I press the button, which is the cheapest offer or the cheapest ask on the right-hand side. Right now, 639.1. If I press buy right now, I take his order out the book, and that's what the price that I pay, and that's what I buy. Now, using a market order, taking someone else's order out of the book that they've shown us previously, that's known as a taker order. On Kraken Pro, you pay 40 basis points as a fee. It's pretty low, but I'll show you a limit order now, right? So if you press buy BTC, that goes ahead and buys it. I'm going to show you a limit order now, which is where we now choose the price that we pay, right? You can see that here. So what I'm going to do is look at the price up here, which is 114,655. That's on the left-hand side. That's the highest bidder. I'm going to put my bid slightly below that. So I'm going to put my bid in at 600. Okay. So my bid is 114,600, which is around $76 or $78 too cheap, right? So there are people that are bidding higher than me that are going to buy Bitcoin before me because their bids are higher, right? But I can put this limit order in at a lower price and wait for the market to move around and maybe meet me at a lower price. So again, I can choose how much that I want to go ahead and trade and buy. And then down at the bottom, I can press buy BTC like this, and I'm going to swipe to confirm. Now, I haven't actually bought Bitcoin here. I've just put in a limit order, meaning I've basically joined the order book, but way lower than other traders. So I've not traded yet. I have to wait for the market to actually come down and for a seller to meet me at my price at 114,600. You can see that I have an open order now, right? Open buy BTC here. That is not closed and it's not traded because my offer is, my bid is too cheap, right? So I can click into this and it hasn't traded yet, but this is going to be in the Kraken trading system basically forever until I cancel it or if it gets traded. The money that I have to pay for this, the USDT or whatever you're using, that's tied up in this order until you cancel the order or trade it out. So what I'm going to do is cancel this order in the bottom right. You can also edit this if you want to move the price around, right? But I'm just going to cancel the order. And then that order is cancelled and I have no running orders and I didn't trade and I didn't pay any trading fees. If you use a limit order, then you actually, if you trade, you actually pay cheaper trading fees, which on Kraken is 25 basis points. So almost half of the market order trading fee that we would have paid. Is kind of not that big of a difference, but there is a difference. So either use a market order, choose the amount that you buy but not the price, or you can set a limit order in whichever price that you want and wait for the market to move around. If the market doesn't meet your price, then you'll never trade and you'll have to move your price around to meet whatever the price is at the current time. I'll leave some much more in-depth videos about trading on Kraken down in the description, including using margin and futures as well if you want. And the link to Kraken if you want to sign up is down there as well. I'm James, this is MoneyZG. Cheers for watching and I'll see you in the next one.